okay, the Supreme Court is actually going to overturn Roe and Casey. They're actually going to follow constitutional law, and they're not going to just say this has to stay because it exists. Because I don't know if people realize this. We're going to get all into this tonight. But Roe's existence, Roe's persistent existence was predicated on the fact that Roe existed in the first place. Roe has been bad forever from a legal perspective. Now, I know some of you will take your gigantic, unsexy granny panties and your those the breast reducing wraps that you wear or whatever because you don't like being a woman. I know you're going to take that and be fucking mad about it. About me saying that Roe has been bad law from the start. It was poorly founded. It was a shit decision. It was bad. It was always bad from a legal perspective. And that makes you mad, and it makes you angry, and your estrogen is up, which just means you have a strong urge to do the dishes. And if I had my way, Clarence Thomas would order your ass right back in the fucking kitchen. Get in there and do them dishes. I know that's what's going on in your head, but you have to hear me out. You have to hear me out. Because Roe being bad law does not mean the underlying ideas of Roe are not potentially constitutionally founded. It means you aren't there yet. And it means you never should have been there, and that for 70 fucking years, you've been lied to about this decision. And that's not my fault, because I told you it was wrong from the moment I learned to read law. I said, Roe is bad. It's a bad decision. But you have to understand that Roe, in some capacity, with some new theory, is coming back to the Supreme Court. And what they do after that could be entirely inconsistent with the opinion they just released. Because the opinion they released today, Friday, was a procedural due process question about a non-fundamental right, about something that had not been established anywhere at the time the 14th Amendment was written. It's procedural due process is the 14th Amendment. It wasn't respected anywhere as a fundamental right. And so to get around that, they had to make it up using principles of Fourth Amendment privacy, wrapping in this nebulous Ninth Amendment argument, and then solidifying that with the 14th Amendment. They use the phrases specters and penumbras or some bullshit like that in the actual opinion because they didn't have a legal foundation for it. And they were lied to about what Roe was about by Roe and her attorneys. All of that combined at a particular point in time, and the court made a decision that was wrong. And that's at the core of the decision on Friday, is that Roe was fundamentally flawed from the start. You have to understand that aspect of it. I have a personal moral problem with the idea of abortion. But I have a personal moral problem with a whole lot of shit that is both legal and illegal. And I think should be something different. This isn't about that. This is about, it's a little bit about that. The gloating part will be about that a little bit, but it's really about what the law is and should be, and should the Constitution have this sway over this. So we're going to be, tonight is Roe. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of stories from my trip with Lady Rackets down to Kentucky that we were just on. got to visit Doug TeNapel, which was great. And then go and hang out with a couple people from my Discord who got married in part because they met through the show. And then now they have a little baby coming. So we were at a baby shower for the first, I guess, official Rekieta Law baby. I've taken ownership of the baby, but I will not be paying child support, just to be clear.